So when will your Bermuda grass come out of dormancy? Well, let's talk about it. Thank you for joining me for this first video of 2021. I'm so glad you're here. If you're subscribed already, thank you. If you're not, please consider doing so. Tap that notification bell, give me a thumbs up, comment, share this with your friends. All that good stuff really helps me out so much in growing the channel. Today's topic, big shout out to Mike on Instagram. If you're not following me there, please do so, budget.lawns. He sent me a question this morning asking me when the Bermuda grass would come out of dormancy. And I thought, you know what, that's a great topic for a video. Let's just talk about it some more. I'm sure there are some of you out there wondering the same thing, because now that Christmas and New Year's is over, we're kind of on that downhill slide to spring. And we're all getting a little bit more anxious for the lawn care season. So when will that begin? Well, here in Northwest Arkansas, the grass is still completely dormant, and we've still got a pretty good bit of time left for it that way. Here, we usually don't start coming out of dormancy till about the second week of April. So there's really no concrete way to answer the question. It really depends on two things: where you're located and the temperatures. Of course, the further north you are, the colder it will likely be, so you will wait just a little bit longer to come out of dormancy. Here, like I said, that's around the second week of April. That's usually about the last time when we see our last frost or freeze, and those temperatures start rising up into the 60s and 70s during the day, with overnight lows mainly down into the 40s and 50s. That's still just a little bit cool for Bermuda to really be actively growing, but that will start bringing it out of dormancy. And then when you see the days get longer with more sunshine, temperatures really start going up, and those overnight lows creeping up into the 60s with those daytime highs in the mid 80s. That's when things will really start kicking more into growing gear, and you'll see it come out of dormancy a lot quicker. Now, there are some things we can do to help speed that process up, and we're not going to go into too many details about those things today because that will come for later videos. But around that time when we expect our last frost or freeze, that's when we'll go out and scalp the dormant Bermuda lawn and just take it down to dirt, and that will open it up to more airflow, more sunshine, more warmth, more nutrients, and that will help bring it out of dormancy a little bit faster. That's one thing. The second thing we do after it starts to green up quite a bit, I like to wait till it's about 50 to 75% greened up to do this, but that's when I'll hit it with its first round of fertilizer for the season. And again, that will be sometime, a few weeks after it really starts greening up. We don't want to throw down a bunch of fertilizer too early because there's just not enough there to really utilize that fertilizer, and at that point it just kind of becomes a waste of time and money. So I hope that kind of answers your question on when Bermuda grass comes out of dormancy. It's hard for me to say exactly when yours will, so just kind of take into consideration where you're located and what your temperatures are like. And you can always look at your farmer's almanac to kind of see when that last frost or freeze typically comes. And then once that passes, you can expect it to start warming up, and the grass therefore will green up. So this time of year when it's still dormant, what can we do with it? Well, I've done two videos about winter lawn care. I will leave those links down in the description below. And I'm sure a lot of you may be seeing some of those winter weeds popping up through the lawn. You might be wondering, oh man, what can I do about these? They're just driving me crazy. Well, there's really two things you can do. One, you can leave them. That's what I do. They don't really bother me. Yes, they're kind of unsightly if I do see some come up, but it's really not that big of a deal. They're not harming anything, because just like you've got warm and cool season grasses, you've got warm and cool season weeds. So when we get into our lawn care season and the temperatures start to rise, a lot of these weeds are going to die off on their own anyways. And at that point, you'll just be worried about making sure you time your pre-emergent right to prevent all those hot season weeds. But if they're just driving you nuts right now and you just want to get rid of some of that POA or some of the clover or whatever the winter cool season weeds you've got in the lawn right now, if your Bermuda grass is completely dormant, you can go get you a weed and grass killer. Now this is going to kill everything, and just wait till you get a moderately warmer day. It doesn't have to be hot, but just a slightly warmer day, and go out and spot spray those, and you might see some of them die off. And again, that's only if you just can't stand the sight of them. For me, who cares? They'll be gone when it comes time to get that green, nice, lush, manicured grass for the meat of our lawn season. And those will be a thing of the past. Okay, my friends, that is going to do it for this round of budget lawns. It is super cold in here, and we're back in the garage for these videos. 2 toddlers taking naps right now. I've really got no other choice. I appreciate you being here. I hope your 2021 gets off to a great start, and I hope you'll join me the rest of the way through this next lawn season. We're going to have a lot of fun. We'll see you in the next one.